Okay, the second part of this one, um, building off of what we were talking about, my lesson plan, I wanted to address the ISTE. I found a couple correlations with the project, and these, in order to do the project successfully, students need to use critical thinking skills to plan and conduct research in which they are generating the variables, manage projects, solve problems, and make informed decisions using appropriate resources. So not only would they be selecting the technology to use to gain information about their topic, but they would also be using digital tools to keep track of that information as well. Students will use digital media environments to communicate and work collaboratively, including at a distance, to support individual learning and contribute to the learning of others. Like I mentioned, STEM is extremely collaborative. The third standard is students demonstrate creative thinking, construct knowledge, and develop innovative products and processes using technology. So the whole point of STEM is to come up with this finished product that is a little bit of an indicator of what you've done over the course, and this would be the innovative product that this standard addresses. All right, so here are some students that are busy at work with their partners. Some of them elected to kind of to make the model of their aquarium online, and some of them elected to draw it out, but they were still using technology to gain information about that. Now the reflections and the reactions from students were really positive. They were actively engaged, they were eager, they were excited. I did find that I had to support them a little bit more than the real structure of STEM probably would support, meaning when they were supposed to be coming up with the variables that would play into the cost of the aquarium, I did have to pull back to the research stage of the structure and do instruction on this to provide some more clear scaffolds that would allow them to be independent. Collaboration was absolutely key in the success of the project. I did the heterogeneous groupings, and I wanted to make them heterogeneous because there is a wide array of mathematical ability, but then also just student skills that would allow them to be successful. So I created these groupings, which was really important. If they selected their own partners, I don't as well. I also want to address that research stage is extremely important and should be really well thought out in order to allow for independence in the stages following. In the future, I also would like to select STEM projects that are more closely tied to a student's background knowledge in many different domains, and that would facilitate this stage of the project. When implementing this project in future years, I'd like to look into other software other than Google Drive that would allow students to model their aquariums. When I look at the TPACK model, there's definitely different standards that are addressed in the content region, but I also think that the STEM structure is extremely pedagogically sound. It's interdisciplinary learning. There's differentiation occurring in terms of the different groupings extending their own learning. There's heterogeneous grouping styles. It's peer teaching and collaboration and discovery learning. And not only that, but there's also this big technology component of students navigating Google Drive, not navigating the internet and having this informational literacy on the internet, and potentially looking into other softwares to design the aquarium within. And this TPACK, the combination of it all would be the final instruction of it all coming together, all four components, and having a sound lesson plan. When I consider what I would do with STEM in the future, I would definitely implement more projects in the Tier 1 mathematics group, the one that did this aquarium project. But then I also wanted to look into more research on students, the impact of STEM projects on students at lower levels. So by Tier 2 mathematics group, this group is intended to have review from the day in math. There's kind of the gap filling that occurs, so I focus on a lot of one-step and multi-step word problems. But I want to look into implementing STEM projects with this group as well. The intervention must be research-based in this group, so I wanted to kind of convince my administrative team that a STEM is research-based and that it's valuable at this level as well. I also wanted to look into potentially starting a GEMS club, which is Girls Excelling in Math and Science. Girls continue to be significantly underrepresented in STEM fields in both education and careers. And it's still a fact that they perform lower than males on the SATs in these areas. So in making this club, I would, of course, be sending a message to girls that they are valued and that they are capable of being in these STEM careers. but then also, remove that competitive element and have this kind of safe environment where all the girls are able to participate and feel welcomed in that. So there's so many different options for future use of this model. In conclusion, STEM education is an interdisciplinary instructional approach. It combines two or more of the STEM subject areas, science, technology, engineering, and math. It is really important that STEM happen early on to build these positive attitudes toward these subject areas and to hopefully gain interest in careers and prepare students to be successful in college and in their future careers. Not only does this prepare students for college and career readiness, but also it helps students to develop mathematical and scientific practices and habits of mind that will allow them to develop their problem solving and critical thinking skills. My takeaways were that students really enjoyed the project and had a positive attitude and interest towards STEM. They were really eager to see the relevance of it in the real world, and they were very interested in the abundance of STEM-related careers that my colleagues and I talked to them about. I would absolutely do more projects that are STEM-related and also look into doing them at different levels as well. And here are my references. Thank you.